Getting ready for another great session. How are you feeling? Are you feeling a little frustrated, a little on the outside of your comfort zone? If yes, good, because that's exactly where you should be. I know how you feel. Badminton is such a complex sport, and when I moved to Denmark a long time ago, my coach sat me down and he said, you can be the first player to play in such a basic way and get to the top 20 in the world, which was our goal, or we can spend the next 2, maybe 3 years rebuilding your game from the foundation. And that was probably the 3 hardest years of my life. And I feel your frustration. I know what you're going through. But trust me, it's worth it on the other end when you start to see these new concepts coming into your game. Socrates said it when he said, the more I learn, the less I know. And that's the same with badminton. It's so beautifully complicated that as we progress and advance, we understand and realize that there are so many layers to it and that the learning never ends. So let's get our learning on. The session today is about combining the forehand offensive footwork that we've learned with the backhand offensive footwork. Now, it sounds easy enough, but actually we have to integrate these two seamlessly so we can move in a flowing way from side to side. So let's recap the forehand. It's been a while maybe since we've focused on it. We've got our prep jump that's going to initiate the movement. We're prepping, then we're taking a step with our non-racket leg while our racket is extending, and finally kicking out into the lunge. And we know our recovery back 2 ways, drag and hop back, or hop, double hop on our front racket leg. Now, the challenging thing that I want to reinforce today is your prep jump is not only your push-off, but it also becomes your landing. When you're moving from side to side, or even to any secondary shot, after you've done that initial prep jump and hit the first shot, once you come back, that is both your landing prep jump and your push-off prep jump. So it would look like this. If I'm moving from my forehand, then directly back to my backhand, it would look like this. Prep, left, reach, and jump back and directly into the next one. Watch again. Prep, left, reach, and back directly into the next one, directly into the next one, and on I could go. So the movements flow together. One metaphor that came to me when I was learning this myself is when you see those really hot sports cars like Corvette, Ferrari, and you see them reverse, and then they move forward as if there was no stop time. They're reversing, and then right away they're into forward drive again. It's the same thing. Think of yourself as a hot sports car. After you hit that forehand or any of the shots on the backhand side in offensive, you're coming back, you're landing, and right now I'm changing gears. So my landing is immediately the push-off. You're gonna have to start this slow because it's challenging at first. It's simple, but very challenging. It takes a lot of coordination. So let's do some side to side very slowly. Prep, left, reach, and I'm back. Now here's the tricky part. Land and go directly. And I'm back, land and go directly. A common problem that comes up is that people want to land and then take another prep jump before they go again. But what happens in the meantime is we're losing time. We don't want to lose time because our opponent then is gaining time to get the advantage on us. So there's no even millisecond to spare. So say the words as you're going through this. Forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards. So your landing becomes seamlessly your push-off as well. If you need to break it down a step, then you can only focus on the first step. You can go like this, forwards, and then don't worry so much about the shot, and then think back, forwards, back, forwards, back, forwards. And imagine going as slow as you need to to really reinforce, because if you try and go too fast, then you will lose it and you'll end up taking 2 or 3 prep jumps. Sometimes you might feel like you're moving faster just because you're moving around, but badminton is all about efficiency. So we need to really hammer home the basics of this landing and push off before we can advance to the next step. So you can do this combining it with the tight net shots. You can do this with a doubles focus where you're a bit closer to the net, because it's the same idea, coming up and then you're landing, pushing off and then you're landing. You're just not moving as far back in between. You can also do this with a dead zone focus. Remember the dead zone area being this area around the short service line all the way along the court. So I can practice side to side. Prep, left, right, and I'm back and immediately going. Back and immediately land and go. So that's the side to side. I want you to start with that. It becomes more complicated when we add in random. So I could do 2 to one side, back and forth, anything. Watch and learn. Prep, left, right, and now other side, and back again, and back again, and cross to this side. See, my landing and my push-off are immediately the same. That's why often when you see the top players playing, it looks like almost they know where their opponent is going to hit it, because they don't waste any time or energy moving around their feet wastelessly. So that's really important. So the exercise drill that I want you to do before next time, and that depends, the complicity of this depends on how well your coordination is able to grasp this. Some of you might find, oh, that wasn't too difficult. You might find also that it's really a challenge. So be honest with yourself. We want to get a good foundation. If this is a real challenge for you, then break it down, and I only want you to do side to side. So I want you to do timed sessions this time. So I want you to go for about 20 seconds. Hopefully you have a stopwatch or there's a clock you can watch on the wall. 20 seconds on, and then you can take 30 seconds rest to just think about the shots and how it went and catch your breath if you were able to do it with high speed. So that would look like just going side to side at the front. For 20 seconds. Notice I'm keeping my racket up in the offensive position the entire time. So I'd like you to do 10 sets of that, 20 seconds on, 30 seconds rest. See how it goes. I want you to do that up at the tight net and also in the dead zone. 20 seconds back and forth. 10 sets of that with 30 seconds in between. For those of you feeling a little bit more comfortable with this, then challenge yourself. Don't only do alternating, but go random. That means imagine that you can do any combination, even with the tight net and the dead zone. So that would look like this. For 20 seconds, go tight net, dead zone, tight net, dead zone, tight net, maybe back again, tight net, dead zone, and so on. So keep your head up, keep your chin up, even if you're feeling frustrated. That's the best way to know that you're getting the most out of these sessions. So until next time, step your